Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Advancement Center and welcome to the world beyond magic and miracles. It's always good to be with you. It's always an honor to sit here and speak, for we all are given, if you want to call it downloads, constantly of information that we offload in some form or another from our being that sits at the right hand of the Creator. And this is a specific opportunity for me to offload the many downloads that I receive. It's a different experience to sit here because in our natural communications to each other, there is no expectation and it's not being delivered from just one side in the physical. So we offload information to one another every time we speak. When we deliver things that come into our field from nowhere to share with one another, to give a new vision or a new perspective. And oftentimes, we ourselves are blown away by what comes in. And even though it may seem insignificant, that it might not affect someone else's life, it most certainly always does. So you are transmitting just as I am all day, every day, even in the quiet, still moments. You are transmitting. And in this format, the more I speak, the more we connect, the more I deliver, the more I receive from you, the more you deliver, the more you receive from me. So it's spreading right now to you, to me, and to everyone, because it's being delivered into the field that's like a faucet that's flowing into a river, and it's spreading through each artery of the river to another and another. And it's not something that's delivered by words. It's not received the same by each person. So the words actually can be a limitation if that's the focus of the delivery. There's a transmission that's delivered where the water translates the message for each drinker of the water. And since no human goes without water, everyone is drinking. And there it just expands again. And again. There's a softness that's showing up now in the human entity. There's a curve where there was hard edges, squares and rectangles. Now they're circles. And flowing shapes that are not hard and limited. And this softness you may not see in one individual because it's in the fabric of the human entity. The softness is felt at another level as the harshness of the hard edges of the program begin to be absorbed in love. And that's facilitated in many different ways. But in this instance, the pandemic that leveled the field, where the rich man had to live like the poor man, and the poor man like the rich. And the hardness could only become softer. When you have everything, you really have nothing. And when you have nothing, you have everything. When you have something, you must maintain something. And when you maintain something, it becomes an expectation to continue to maintain it. That something in many instances is your identity, who you are, what you do, what you own, what you have. And to maintain that is impossible. But the striving to maintain it is the source of much of the suffering. So to have nothing is to allow the magic to bring you everything. So there are unlimited possibilities. And to have nothing, to have no label, identity, is to be able to be anything at any time for anyone. That is the true gift. That to have zero is to have room for a billion. It's a different perspective, but one everyone can relate to. When you finally release the quest for everything, you will gain everything. But everything will mean nothing. We've been on this magical journey for many lifetimes. And it's an incredible journey. If we remember that we're eternal and live from that place, we experience everything without a reaction and without it having a hold on us. What an amazing gift to be in this form and to experience this physical dimension. Tomorrow it may be another amazing form in another dimension. But today, it's this form in this dimension. And it is a gift. All of it. Every moment. Not something to overcome. Because there's nothing wrong with the gift. It's something to experience. And return to nothing, where you have room to receive everything. We are certainly moving quickly, traveling to new places. And the light that comes through the transmission of each person gives each person an opportunity to allow someone else to see a new place. And the new place and the new terrain may feel a little uncomfortable. You don't quite know the streets. You're not sure of the direction because you've left something that was comfortable. And it was comfortable. But now you can't go back, nor do you want to. And in the midst of the feeling of, oh my, what is this place? Is the excitement of having moved beyond what you thought you could take on. And because we know there's always more, that moment will occur again. Just when you think you're getting comfortable in the new terrain, knowing the streets, how to turn to get places, it will come again, and you will travel to a new place, and you will be amazed, and you will not be able to go back. And those people who were different from you may not be able to go as you go. But they will move when they are ready. I'm okay to go. The movie was called Contact. It starred Jodie Foster and Matthew McConaughey. Jodie Foster's character, an astronomer, had discovered a signal from the Vega system that eventually sent messages to Earth with schematics on how to build a ship that could be manned and take a person to a planet in the Vega system. She was not chosen to be that person, but after the original ship was destroyed and the original person chosen to go on that ship died, a second ship that was being built in secret was made known to the world, and Jodie Foster's character was offered the trip of a lifetime. The ship looked very much like what is depicted when you see the drawing of an atom. Above this spinning atom was a small ball in which the traveler would be housed. The atom-like structure was designed to create enormous energy by spinning and then allowing the cockpit, which looked like a ball, to drop through the energy field and into a wormhole that would take its passenger to the Vega system. As the atom-like structure began to spin faster and faster, the energy level kept increasing, and the space within the structure began to look translucent with magical colors. As the power of the energy field climbed to 70%, then 80%, the communication from the craft to the command center began to fade out. But Jodie Foster's character kept saying, "I'm okay to go. I'm okay to go." Then suddenly the small cockpit, shaped like a ball that she was sitting in, dropped into the field, and she found herself traveling through a wormhole and riding through what seemed like a network of wormholes that had been created many years ago for the intergalactic travel of beings from one system to another. As she traveled through these wormholes, she saw other planetary systems, with one clearly having a city structure of a living civilization. The movement in the wormhole slowed just enough for her to witness this civilization, and she'd utter the words, "They're alive," spoken with the emphasis of "we're not alone." She finally reached the Vega system, and what she saw rendered her speechless. There was never before seen beauty. There were no words to describe what she was seeing, and she said, "They should have sent a poet." Then she said, "I had no idea. I had no idea." This movie came out in 1997. So this was what most of the world could envision as the means for intergalactic space travel. This is still one way to achieve travel, along with what we now know of the existence of our own personal ships that lay hidden in other dimensions and in plain sight. But now, as we sit here in 2020, I can tell you that there is another way to travel to these other dimensions and realms. That way is through the eyes. Open your eyes and let all the light that is coming from every being, every dimension, and every realm flow in. It is here that you will see the brilliant glow that exists in all the fields of all energy. To open your eyes is to be vulnerable, to be naked, and ultimately to be free. Our eyes have had the shades pulled down to shield us from the pain that has come from the attacks on our innocence, our generosity of spirit, our essence, and ultimately our being. But today I tell you to open your eyes. Open them wide and let all the light come in. And when it feels like you are becoming too vulnerable, say to yourself and anyone that will dare listen, "I'm okay to go. I'm okay to go." And when you go, the colors of the world will begin to glow with translucence as the new pinks dance with the new blues, and the purples and the oranges play the new song that describes the magnificence of our galaxy. And when you begin to see other beings and other civilizations, so that you are reminded that we are not alone, you too will be overwhelmed by the embrace and awe of unconditional love. And like Jodie Foster's character, you will be rendered speechless and utter the words, I had no idea. I had no idea. Open your eyes. There's always so much to say. But I will stop there. And as always, wish you a perfect life, perfect health, and a magic future. Thank you.